Hello, our dear viewers, and welcome to a new edition of our program Africa Today. In today's edition, we are going to talk about Egypt, which will start to manufacture the vaccine using the mRNA technology. The Ministry of Youth has announced on Tuesday that 60,000 fans will be allowed to attend Egypt's FIFA World Cup qualifiers clash against Senegal. The Pharaohs will be aiming to secure their second World Cup qualification in a row when they face Senegal in the playoffs. However, the task will not be easy, as Senegal has proved to be a force to be renowned with. To shed more light, we have the following story by Nahla Ibrahim.
Supporters will be allowed to attend the football national team anticipated game against Senegal on 25th of March in the first leg of the final round of 2022 World Cup qualifiers at Cairo International Stadium. A statement by the Ministry of Sports said that the concerned authorities had approved the attendance of 60,000 supporters for Egypt's home game against Senegal at Cairo Stadium. The Pharaohs will host the Teranga Lions in Cairo on 25th of March, and the return leg is set to be played in Senegal on 29th of March. The date for the ticket sales and prices will be announced within a few days by the Egyptian Football Association. In October, Egypt allowed a partial return of fans to attend the Premier League games after a 9-year ban. During these years, Egypt allowed the CAF mandated minimum of 5,000 fans at the continental games at home. The double confrontation will be a chance for the record 7-time African champions Egypt to avenge the African Cup of Nations final defeat against Senegal after losing 2-4 in penalty shootouts 2 weeks ago.
And the spokesman for the Ministry of Health said that Egypt has started drawing up plans to begin producing the COVID-19 vaccine mRNA over the next few months, after the country was chosen along with 5 other African nations by the World Health Organization, the WHO, to receive the technology needed for production.
The drawing up plans to begin producing the mRNA COVID-19 vaccines over the next few months, after the country was chosen by the World Health Organization (WHO) to receive the technology needed for production. The Health Ministry spokesman said that the process would include extracting the raw material needed to produce the mRNA vaccine, like the Pfizer-BioNTech and Moderna COVID-19 vaccines. Egypt, Kenya, Nigeria, Senegal, South Africa, and Tunisia have been selected by the WHO to be the first on the continent to join the technology transfer project, first initiated in South Africa in 2021. The WHO-affiliated technology transfer project aims to help low- and middle-income countries manufacture the mRNA vaccine at scale and according to international standards. In June 2021, the WHO announced that it had selected a South African consortium to run the technology transfer project, with the training of the recipient countries scheduled to begin in March. Clinical trials for the awaited vaccines are expected to start in the fourth quarter of 2022, while a first approval could potentially be in 2024.
To shed more light on that issue, we are very much delighted to be joined over the phone by Dr. Magdi Adli, Senior Manager in the Health Insurance Authority and Professor in Hospital and Total Quality Management. Dr. Adli, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon. Thank you for having me this
afternoon. Thank you, sir, for being our guest for today. Dr. Adli, the WHO has chosen Egypt, along with other 5 African nations, to receive the mRNA technology needed for vaccine production. Why is this decision considered a big step for Egypt?
By 18 of this month, Mr. President, His Excellency represent his respect for choosing Egypt to receive the technology of manufacturing mRNA vaccines of COVID-19 in Africa. And this come, by the way, after that WHO ensures that we have a good and very strong medical infrastructure for that, and promised medical infrastructure in Egypt, factories like Vaxera company.
Yes.
And if we succeed to provide African countries with vaccines produced here in Egypt, that will come back with many benefits for Egypt from one side, and for African countries from other side as well. For African countries, the rate of vaccination against COVID-19 will increase. So we can contain virus very fast and prevent any appearance of any other variant.
Yes.
For Egypt, we will be known as authorized distributors of vaccine in Africa, and that will reflect on other pharmaceutical productions which are produced here in Egypt. And even the Minister of Higher Education and standing Egyptian Minister of Health, Dr. Khadr Ghaffar, last few days held a meeting with the district manager of AstraZeneca company here in Egypt for more cooperation with AstraZeneca company, which is known for production of mRNA vaccine, especially for transferring the technology of manufacture and all types of vaccine in Egypt.
Yes.
And there was a demonstration of capacity and the production lines, and even the resources and even the experiments of Bacthera company, in which having in the field of manufacturing of vaccine in cooperation with different international pharmaceutical companies like Sinovac company, and we succeed for production Sinovac Bacthera vaccine last few times, and it was authorized, and they take the approval of FDA and WHO. Even Mr. President, when he took for that point, he invite other friend countries and partners and institutions, even and organization for doing more efforts to support African countries and for financing the discharge of medical needs and the availability and good distribution of vaccines according to the social and economical conditions of every country.
Yes.
And even His Excellency appreciates and respects the rules of WHO and its efforts for achieving the manufacturing of coronavirus vaccine in Africa. And Egypt, we can say that Egypt now is ready for manufacturing vaccine for local consumption or exporting for other African countries, because we have as I told you, we have the infrastructure which keep us able to do that.
Yes. Dr. Adli, how would this technology, from your point of view, used in the production of the Pfizer BioNTech vaccine help Egypt and the African countries in curtailing the spread of the COVID-19 pandemic?
As I told you, these vaccines, which depend on messenger RNA, when it's taken or when it's provided to people, it will decrease the progress of symptoms and decrease the admission to the ICU rooms or to the hospitals, and keep the COVID-19 is very smooth, so that these messenger RNA especially is very effective against many variants of even that Omicron, which appeared recently. They are very effective against it. So many African countries are seeking or looking for that messenger RNA so that Egypt claims to manufacture it in Egypt to be a regional center for distribution of that messenger RNA, like Pfizer-BioNTech, like Moderna, like AstraZeneca vaccines.
Yes. Sir, what do we know about the mRNA technology, and how is it different here from the technology which is used in the production of other vaccine like Sinopharm, for instance?
This is a good question, by the way. There is a difference between the technology of manufacturing of Sinovac or Sinopharm vaccine and other vaccines depending on messenger RNA technology. That Sinovac or Sinopharm are depending on the traditional way of manufacturing vaccine, which is weaken the virus itself, or taking only the core of the virus, which containing the spike, protein spike, which is used by the virus to attach to the cell, and taking as it is. They are only evacuate the virus from the RNA and giving the individuals the core of the virus only. But messenger RNA is different. Like Pfizer-BioNTech, they are taking the small part of RNA of the virus from that protein spike of the virus and make a reproduction of that little piece, and then they introduce it to the individual so that the body creates an antibodies against the virus once it comes to the body.
Yes. Actually, is it medically correct, sir, to draw a comparison here between the technology used between the two vaccines, the Sinopharm and the Pfizer, and how can we actually say that the vaccine production is using this technology which is fitting for certain brackets and other types which fit for another bracket of people?
Look, as I told you, there is difference between the manufacturing of each vaccine, but we can't make a comparison. We can make a comparison only for the percent of activity and safety of vaccine.
Yeah.
All vaccines are are safe, by the way, and give a good efficacy, but with different percent or different ratio. They find by studies that these vaccines, which are depending on Moderna, is giving a good percent of protection and a good efficacy than other, which is depend on the traditional way of manufacturing.
Yes.
But all vaccine giving a good protection against COVID-19 and are safe, by the way. And these who are said that there is bad side effects of vaccines or something like that, this is not totally correct, but all vaccines are safe and efficacy, and we suppose all population must take vaccines to protect themselves even from the progress of symptoms if they are hit by the virus.
Finally, Dr. Adli, what's your comment here about rumors or sayings that the vaccines using the mRNA technology can affect our genes or our DNA?
This, as I told you, some people or rumors said there is a very bad side effects like that that mRNA affects the DNA of human beings. This is a wrong theory, by the way, completely wrong theory, because when they providing the vaccine of messenger RNA, they are providing into cytoplasm of the cell, not to the nucleus of the cell. The DNA of human being are present in a nucleus of the cell, not in cytoplasm. So this messenger RNA not enter to the nucleus of the cell, so there is no interaction between DNA of human being and messenger RNA of vaccine. Yes. So there is no any fear or any panic for that. So this theory is not right, that messenger RNA are affecting DNA of human being.
Okay. Dr. Magdi Adli, Senior Manager in Health Insurance Authority and Professor in Hospital and Total Quality Management. Very much delighted to be joined by you, sir, and thank you very much for your precious input. And Tanzania has introduced a new scanning method that can detect the COVID-19 virus in the body, which is considered the first in Africa. The country said that there have already been a lot of problems when conducting COVID-19 tests, adding that most of such tests were really invasive. Health officials said that the new non-invasive test was the first test of its kind in the African continent.
Tourists from several destinations are returning to Zanzibar after a prolonged period due to COVID-19. Travel disruptions will soon be a thing of the past following the introduction of the EDE technology by the local government. This is a new scanning method that can detect COVID-19 virus in the body, the first in Africa. This non-invasive EDE technology has tested nearly 20,000 people with 93% accuracy even before its launch at Zanzibar International Airport. A relief for travelers who can now do without PCR tests and get scanned even 2 hours before their flight. Despite the fact that the local government acknowledges that Zanzibar has not had a positive case since January 2022, caution is still required to resume normal travels. The objective remains to facilitate air transit and revive tourism in a healthy space away from COVID-19. This technology will be deployed in other African countries in the coming days.
Well, with this, our dear viewers, we come to the end of this edition of Africa Today. You were in the company of myself, Maïs Rabia. Until Sunday with another quiz. Goodbye. Many thanks for watching.